So, here we are again. Here, where I heard my father mumbling through his hairy beard all those years ago. That was a Nasda reference, so I apologize if you didn't get it. So the last time I did this, I didn't press record on the camera, so I was basically talking to a black box on a stick for 20 minutes. So we're gonna try this again. This is what I learnt from filming a wedding. Number 1. Sunscreen. Always put on sunscreen and reapply throughout the day. I myself made the mistake of not reapplying, and I pay the price pretty dearly for it. Number 2. Don't leave your cameras out in the sun. So just as your skin doesn't like the sun, your cameras don't do too well either. There are some brands that do really well with overheating, but Canon is not one of those brands. So in setting up for the ceremony, I set up one of the cameras, this camera actually, the 200D, on a tripod and just put it where it was going to be set for the ceremony, which just so happened to be in direct sunlight. It wasn't recording and it wasn't even on, but when I went to press record, it didn't turn on and it was useless. I moved it into the shade and I managed to get the second half of the ceremony with it, but yeah, cameras don't like the sun. Number 3, the iPhones saved the day. So we had iPhones set up on gimbals. They were originally just meant to be to get some cutaway shots if our main cameras got blocked or something. But since the camera that overheated was supposed to be the main camera that was pointing straight down the aisle, we had to swap it out for a phone, and it actually worked really well. Number 4, remember to press record. Now luckily during the ceremony I did press record on all of the cameras except the one that overheated obviously, but I set up a recorder on the table that was next to the officiant and the bride and groom. Now it was one of the first things that I set up, so by the time the ceremony actually started, I'd completely forgotten about it. Looking back, I should have just pressed record as soon as I set it up, because the recorder itself actually had more than enough space to capture all that audio. Luckily I did put a lavalier mic on the groom, which actually got really good audio of everything, the officiant's speech, the vows, and just general noise of the entire ceremony, which was really lucky. Number 5, frame rates. As I am currently deep into the editing process of the video, I've found that it is really important to set up all of your cameras with the same frame rates, especially in the ceremony. Now this is something that wasn't even on my radar of things to worry about on the day, but it really should have been. I'm planning on doing a whole video on what frame rates are for those of you who don't know cameras and stuff, so keep an eye out for that. But basically, if all of your cameras are at different frame rates, it's really hard to sync it up in post. The 6th and final point is don't be in a rush. This is definitely the most important point of all, and this would pretty much solve all of the other points in this video. So you want to get to the ceremony location at least half an hour before it actually starts, if not more. We probably got to the ceremony maybe 10 minutes before it started, and so we were rushing around setting up cameras on tripods, setting up the audio, which I forgot to record, putting the mic on the groom, and just setting up for the ceremony. And so being early would have solved everything. It would have solved the sunscreen problem because we would have had time to reapply. It would have solved the overheating problem because we wouldn't have had to put the camera in its proper spot. We could have left it in the shade and then moved it into its spot just before the ceremony started. It would have solved the audio problem because I wouldn't have been frazzled and would have remembered to press record. And of course it would have solved the frame rate problem because we would have had time to regroup and set all our camera settings to the same settings, and it wouldn't have been a problem, but alas. Now regardless of all of these problems, I don't really like calling them problems because the day actually did turn out really well. I'd probably call them challenges and things to learn from for next time. The day did actually turn out really well, and I'm really happy with how the footage turned out. The edit is also going really well, and I'm really happy with where it's at, and I can't wait to show you guys and of course show Nick and Sophie. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you want to see more from me, please click subscribe on my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. All the links are in the description. See you tomorrow. Bye!